DC, who is John Jones' friend now?
Me? Yeah. No. John Jones only talks to me. All he do is talk to me. I do talk a little. That's all he do is talk.
They said time heals everything. They were wrong. Daniel Cormier and John Jones spent weeks together in Thailand filming a reality show. Instead of peace, they got war. The footage now going viral shows Cormier ending any hope of friendship, and Jones's response proves exactly why. The viral moment that broke the internet. The footage that has taken over MMA social media in late January 2026 comes from a single exchange captured during the filming of ALF Reality, a Russian MMA-style reality show filmed in Thailand. Daniel Cormier and John Jones served as opposing coaches on this show, marking their first extended time together since their bitter UFC rivalry came to its competitive conclusion. The show operates similarly to the Ultimate Fighter format, with each coach leading a team of aspiring fighters competing for a contract. For weeks, MMA fans speculated about what would happen when two of the sport's most bitter rivals were forced into close proximity day after day. The speculation ended when the footage dropped. In the clip that has now amassed hundreds of thousands of views across platforms, someone off camera asks Cormier a simple question while Jones stands nearby, within earshot of whatever response would follow. The question, is John Jones his friend now? The simplicity of the question belied its significance. Here was an opportunity for Cormier to signal that time had healed old wounds, that professional respect had evolved into something resembling friendship.
John Jones, DC, who is John Jones' friend now?
Me?
Yeah.
No. John Jones only talks to me. All he do is talk to me. I do talk a little. That's all he do is talk.
That response from Cormier cut through any narrative of reconciliation between the two fighters. The words hung in the air with unmistakable finality. Jones, standing within earshot, could only offer an awkward acknowledgement of the truth in Cormier's words. The moment captured something that scripted promotional content never could: the raw, unfiltered reality of two men who have tried and failed to move past their animosity. The exchange happened during or immediately after their time filming together in Thailand. For weeks leading up to this moment, fans had speculated about whether the two rivals might finally bury the hatchet after spending extensive time together on set. The hope was not entirely unfounded. Jones himself had sent Cormier a video invitation to join the show, a message that carried undertones suggesting reconciliation might be possible. The video had Jones speaking directly to Cormier, inviting him to come coach against him and perhaps settle their differences through this new competitive avenue. That reconciliation did not happen, not even close. The viral clip was posted and shared widely on X by accounts like @ChampRDS, spreading across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube within hours. Fans described the moment as having Batman and Joker energy, two figures locked in eternal opposition, with respect buried beneath layers of animosity. What made this footage hit differently was the setting. This was not a press conference. This was not a promotional event designed to sell pay-per-views. This was a candid moment captured away from the typical UFC machinery, revealing that the hatred between these two men persists without cameras rolling for a fight promotion. The tension in the footage is palpable. Cormier stands firm in his position, his voice carrying the weight of years of conflict. Jones appears caught off guard, his body language suggesting he perhaps expected a different answer after their time together on the show. The contrast between their demeanors tells the story of their relationship better than any words could. Essentially, Sports covered the awkward face-to-face moment extensively, noting how the clip exposed the raw reality beneath any surface-level cordiality the two men maintained during filming. The article highlighted how Cormier's response left no room for interpretation or spin. This viral moment did not emerge in isolation. It came on the heels of several other clips and interviews from the show that had already set social media ablaze with speculation and debate. The ALF reality filming had opened old wounds that many assumed had scarred over with time and distance. Instead, it revealed that beneath whatever professional courtesy these two could muster for cameras and production schedules, the fundamental breakdown in their relationship remained unchanged. The proximity that some hoped would breed understanding only confirmed that understanding between these two men may be impossible. The footage has sparked renewed debate about GOAT status in MMA, about the validity of records tainted by doping violations, and about whether professional rivals have any obligation to reconcile for the sake of fan narratives. These questions have no easy answers, which is perhaps why the footage continues to generate engagement days after its initial release. People are drawn to authentic conflict, and the Jones-Cormier rivalry offers authenticity that manufactured promotional content can never match. John Jones calls Daniel Cormier a dickhead and asshole. Before the viral face-to-face shutdown was captured on camera, another set of clips had already ignited controversy across MMA media and social platforms. In post-filming interviews with Red Corner MMA, conducted shortly after the ALF reality experience concluded, John Jones unloaded on Daniel Cormier with language that left no doubt about his true feelings toward his former rival. The interview felt like a pressure valve being released after weeks of forced proximity had built up frustration to unbearable levels. Jones called Cormier a dickhead and an asshole multiple times during these interviews. The words carried venom that surprised even longtime observers of their rivalry, who thought they had seen the worst these two could throw at each other. Jones spoke with visible frustration, his body language suggesting genuine anger rather than promotional posturing. He accused Cormier of being difficult during filming, claiming Cormier did not connect with the fighters on the show and treated his staff like subordinates rather than colleagues. According to Jones, Cormier surrounded himself with yes men and failed to engage meaningfully with anyone outside his immediate circle.
This season is against Daniel Cormier. Oh man, what a stuffy, just dickhead Cormier really is. I think if you really get to know Daniel Cormier, he's really not.
Yeah, it was nice.
He's an asshole. He was an asshole. I mean, he didn't really connect with any of the fighters here. He's just an asshole. I tried to make peace with him many times, and he made it very clear that he wants to be enemies for the rest of his life because how lucrative it is.
Jones painted a picture of Cormier as someone fundamentally opposed to reconciliation despite his own attempts to extend olive branches. He claimed he had attempted to make peace multiple times during their time on set, approaching Cormier with genuine intent to move forward from their past conflicts. Each attempt, according to Jones, was rebuffed. According to Jones, Cormier made it explicitly clear that he preferred to remain enemies, allegedly because of the financial benefits that come with maintaining their rivalry as a marketable commodity in the MMA world. The accusation stung because it suggested Cormier's hatred was not genuine but calculated, a business decision rather than an emotional reality. Jones implied that Cormier had done the math and determined that being Jon Jones's enemy paid better than being his acquaintance. Whether that characterization was fair or self-serving remained a matter of interpretation for fans watching the drama unfold. The clip was shared widely on X by @HappyPunch. An MMA junkie covered Jones's full rant in detail. The interview revealed a side of Jones that fans rarely see in his more polished media appearances. He spoke with genuine frustration, suggesting that the experience of filming with Cormier had genuinely disappointed him. Jones referenced past events during his rant, reaching back into their history to pull out ammunition. He mentioned making Cormier cry in front of the world, a reference to the post-fight interview at UFC 182, where Cormier became visibly emotional after losing the light heavyweight championship in their first encounter. That reference stung because it demonstrated Jones was still willing to weaponize one of Cormier's most vulnerable public moments, a moment that showed Cormier's humanity and how deeply he cared about competition. To use that against him years later revealed either a lack of emotional intelligence or a deliberate cruelty designed to wound. The timing of these comments mattered significantly in shaping public perception. Jones released these interviews in early January 2026, weeks before the face-to-face shutdown clip went viral and dominated MMA social media. By the time fans saw Cormier reject the friendship question point blank, they had already heard Jones's perspective on how difficult Cormier had been during filming. The context framed the entire situation as a cycle of blame between two men. Fundamentally incapable of seeing eye to eye, each convinced the other bore responsibility for their inability to move forward. MMA Fighting reported on Cormier's response to these comments on January 15, 2026, documenting how the back and forth between the two fighters continued to generate headlines long after filming concluded. The media cycle fed on itself, with each response generating new coverage and new opportunities for the other party to fire back. Daniel Cormier's response and his reasons for refusing friendship. When confronted with Jones's characterization of him as a difficult person who refused reconciliation for profit, Daniel Cormier offered a detailed and unflinching explanation for his position. His response, captured in an extended interview with veteran MMA journalist Ariel Helwani, laid bare the reasons why friendship with Jon Jones remains impossible for him, not because of stubbornness or financial calculation, but because of wounds that run too deep to heal with time alone. Helwani played the clips of Jones calling Cormier a dickhead and asshole, letting the words hang in the air before asking for a response. Rather than getting defensive or matching Jones's vitriol, Cormier took a different approach. He appealed to Helwani's own experience as evidence against Jones's characterization.
Have you worked with me?
Yes, I have.
For how long?
Worked, friends, covered you.
How long? Am I all those things?
No, that's why I thought it was very interesting to hear from him.
So then just trust Jon Jones. Maybe I'm all those things to him. Like, here's the deal. We were around each other every single day. And, we were cordial. We had times where Jon and I actually laughed at stuff. Like, we laughed together at stuff.
Cormier acknowledged that he and Jones had moments of cordiality during filming in Thailand. They laughed together at times, finding humor in shared circumstances. They functioned as professionals in a shared work environment, capable of existing in proximity without constant conflict. But that professional courtesy did not translate into friendship, and Cormier made clear it never would. The distinction between tolerance and affection mattered to him. He could tolerate Jones, but he would never embrace him. The explanation that followed revealed the depth of the damage their rivalry had caused.
But, if I didn't have to be around him, I'm not going to voluntarily be around him. Why would I want that? Look, man, I don't harbor the emotion of the past that I did with him. I really don't. But we spoke negatively about each other's families. We had a nasty thing. Like, He cheated constantly. Like, I don't have to let him off the hook and be his friend. That would be me just going, you know, everything you did is good. It's not. It just wasn't good.
The history between these two men goes far beyond competitive rivalry between athletes seeking the same championship. They spoke negatively about each other's families during their feud, dragging innocent people into their conflict. The trash talk crossed lines that most professional rivalries never approach, moving from competitive banter into personal attacks designed to wound. For Cormier, forgiving those transgressions would mean accepting behavior that he considers fundamentally unacceptable. Some things cannot be taken back, and some words leave scars that promotional handshakes cannot heal. Cormier also addressed what he views as Jones's persistent pattern of cheating throughout his career. The doping violations that plagued Jones's legacy hang over their rivalry like a shadow that will never dissipate, no matter how much time passes or how many clean tests Jones accumulates. From Cormier's perspective, befriending Jones would mean excusing a history of rule-breaking that cost him opportunities, tainted their shared history, and robbed MMA fans of definitive answers about who was truly better. The Turina Bowl positive test that overturned their second fight remains an open wound that Cormier refuses to pretend has healed. That statement crystallized Cormier's philosophy on the matter. Happy endings exist in fairy tales, not in real life where genuine grievances remain unresolved. Cormier positioned himself as a realist, unwilling to perform friendship for the sake of a neat narrative arc. He rejected the pressure to reconcile simply because time has passed or because it would make for a better story. BJPenn.com covered Cormier's skepticism about Jones's sincerity, noting that DC questioned whether Jones's attempts at reconciliation were genuine or simply performative for cameras and publicity.
You don't have to be friends with everybody that you had a problem with. Like, it's fine. Like, just do your thing, I'll do mine, and we'll be okay. Like, hey, y'all want to pay us to do this show okay, a boatload of money? I can do a show with him, and I want to beat him. But we don't need to be friends. We don't need to be getting drinks together and having dinners and doing all these crazy things. You don't need to have fairy tale endings to everything in life.
The mention of money deserves attention. Cormier acknowledged openly that he took the ALF reality gig because it paid well. He can work professionally alongside someone he dislikes when compensation justifies the discomfort. That transactional honesty undermines Jones's accusation that Cormier maintains their rivalry purely for financial reasons. Cormier already benefits financially from their association without needing to manufacture hatred. The hatred exists independently of the business opportunities it creates. Cormier also addressed the persistent requests from Jones to be treated like a friend during filming. According to Cormier, Jones would ask him for small favors, the kind of requests friends make of each other casually. Cormier pushed back on the idea that declining these requests made him difficult or uncooperative.
And he's talking about I treat my friends all terribly and all this other stuff. Bro, if I say, hey, could you grab my water? That's a normal request from a friend, because if they ask me to do the same thing, I do it for them.
The implication was clear. Cormier does not consider Jones a friend, so requests that might be normal between friends felt presumptuous and inappropriate. Jones's expectation of friendly treatment from someone who had made clear he was not a friend represented a fundamental misunderstanding of their relationship's boundaries. The deep history fueling the hatred. The heated footage going viral in 2026 represents merely the latest chapter in one of MMA's most documented, analyzed, and personal rivalries. Understanding why Daniel Cormier and Jon Jones cannot find peace requires understanding the decade-plus history that brought them to this point. A history filled with physical altercations, personal attacks, doping scandals, and competitive results that remain disputed to this day. This rivalry did not emerge overnight. It built slowly, layer upon layer of grievance, accumulating until the weight became impossible for either man to set aside. The animosity began with a seemingly innocuous exchange backstage at UFC 121 in October 2010. Jones, still ascending toward his eventual title reign as one of MMA's most dominant forces, jokingly told Cormier that he could probably take him down. The comment was meant playfully, as Turkian Milestone were a confident young fighter needling a fellow competitor, but Cormier, an Olympic-level wrestler who had represented the United States on the world stage, took offense at what he perceived as disrespect to his credentials and his life's work in the grappling arts. That single moment planted seeds of animosity that would grow into full-scale warfare over the years that followed. The rivalry escalated dramatically at the UFC 178 press conference in August 2014. During a stare-down in a Las Vegas hotel lobby, the two fighters brawled physically, with punches thrown and bodies crashing into the promotional setup. The Nevada State Athletic Commission fined both fighters. Jones received a $50,000 fine plus 40 hours of community service, while Cormier was fined $9,000 with 20 hours of community service. Nike terminated its endorsement deal with Jones following the incident, costing him significant income. Their first fight at UFC 182 in January 2015 saw Jones retain his light heavyweight title via unanimous decision in a competitive but clear victory.